All right, good evening, everybody. It's your boy Akin from the Football Source, here to give you Week 3's Game of the Week of the 2014 college football season. Number 6, Georgia, traveling to Columbus to face the number 24th ranked South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, this is going to be a great SEC East showdown, and this is a great rivalry between the two. Now, 3 of the last 4 meetings, South Carolina claimed victory, and they do have the home field advantage in this particular matchup. Now, a couple of key components of this game. South Carolina has a lot more weapons offensively, but Georgia has a better stout defense and better stellar defense overall. Now, South Carolina's defense has been embarrassed against the pass this season, but Georgia hasn't really proven too much in throwing the football with new starting quarterback Hudson Mason. 131 yards passing in their first game against Clemson and 0 touchdowns. Now, he's definitely going to have to step it up in this matchup. So I'm just going to go straight to the chase to the keys of victory. Starting with Georgia, I just mentioned Hudson Mason. He must prove that he can pass on the football and not completely rely on running back Todd Gurley and the rushing attack of that offense. Now, Georgia rushed for 328 yards against Clemson and that great victory in Week 1 of this season. Now, I just mentioned Hudson Mason. I also need to mention the receiving core. That's the second component of how they can win this game. The receiving core, which is pretty banged up with Chris Conley, Michael Bennett, and tight end Jay Rum. They're going to have to step it up and give you have some good openings for Hudson Mason and throwing the football against this weak secondary of South Carolina. Now, for defensively for Georgia, they're just going to have to mainly hurt Mike Davis, the running back for South Carolina. This is going to be a very key factor for this game. Now, when Mike Davis is healthy, South Carolina's offense is very, very dangerous. I'm not saying hurt. I'm not saying injure Mike Davis. I do not ever wish to injure somebody, but hurt him, get him banged up, in which which will affect him running the football, and it will affect the passing game with Dylan Thompson at quarterback for South Carolina. Now, for the Gamecocks, already going back to Mike Davis, since he is now healthy and he did rush for over 100 yards last week against East Carolina and 2 touchdowns, it shows that he is healthy and will get the ball running the football pretty well in this matchup. And they're going to have to make sure that Mike Davis definitely gets his touches in this game and keep control of the time possession of the football, keep the football in South Carolina's offense, keeping Georgia's offense off the field. And it also helps out with the passing game and help open up more distant passes, set up the pass with Dylan Thompson for throwing the football. And because of Mike Davis running the football, that will help set up the pass for Dylan Thompson. That is going to be very key for the offense for South Carolina. Now, defensively, as far as containing Todd Gurley is definitely going to get his yardage in running the football. But basically, they need to do is keep containment and stick to every player on that defensive side for South Carolina needs to stick to their assignments. Meaning the defensive ends cannot not allow Todd Gurley to go around them, nor the outside linebackers. Keep containment. If Todd Gurley cuts the ball back inside, that means the middle linebackers and the defensive tackles are going to be there to help stop him. Now, he's definitely going to get his yardage, and even you have to use the truck stick every now and then against the South Carolina defense running the football, but at least that can keep him containment and allow him to get home run runs in this matchup, which would be very key, and it helps actually kind of bang up and kind of tire Todd Gurley, but not really not be too much of a home run threat in this matchup. And last but not least, the secondary. Please just be on the lookout against the pass. Now, we all know that UGA is going to run the football, but still be alert on the pass. I mentioned before that they're very weak against the pass, and that secondary needs to stay alert. Hudson Mason, we still haven't seen what he can do throwing the football, and he will prove himself in this matchup. So the secondary has to stay alert and not just think that you're going to take a breather and trying to stop the run and Todd Gurley. We do not know what Hudson Mason has in his arsenal and throwing the football, so this is going to be very key. So the secondary is just going to have to stay alert. Now, if you look everything on paper, Georgia looks like the team that should win this matchup because of Todd Gurley, and they have a better overall defense, particularly with Redmond Wilson at linebacker. That is going to be a great thing. But because of recent years at South Carolina and South Carolina hosting this game against Georgia, the Gamecocks has actually been owning the Bulldogs, and because of that, and if you had not figured it out from my previous video, I did not give you guys an upset game of the week, so I'm going to call this matchup as my upset game of the week for week 3 of this season. I'm going to have to go with the Gamecocks over the Bulldogs. I think this is going to be a close matchup, but if the Gamecocks stick with my keys to victory in this matchup, I think they have a chance in winning and pulling off the upset and winning a big SEC East game. I'm trying to make it to the SEC Championship this season. So I'm going to have to go with the Gamecocks over the Bulldogs, but this is going to be a great game for you guys to watch. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on Monday, where I will give you a full recap of week 3 of the college football season. Thank you for watching today's blogs from the Football Source. I'm your man, Akin McCall. Be easy.